So the first time I encountered skateboarding, I was probably about 5 or 6. I was into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles craze that was taking over the country. I lived in Farnborough at the time, and I remember being in my mother's pushchair, and she'd take us to the Farnborough vert ramp on the way to the shopping centre, and we'd obviously watch the skaters there. And that's really vague memories I've got of that though, but it sort of got me a bug from a young age. And then I remember one of my friends bought me for my birthday party. He bought me one of those pink fish boards. And ever since then, I just got a double kickboard and sort of never stopped really. First time I went to the bus station to skate must have been about 2001, and I went down there carrying a board under my arm. I just saw with your own eyes, you're seeing people flying around doing tricks. I'd seen it in the videos, but to see that on such a scale where there's hundreds of skaters, because this must have been like the Tony Hawk's boom. Just coming down to Milton Keynes, I didn't know anyone. I was a bit of a loner. I didn't really have any friends at school because like Chris Chat, who I grew up with, he went to a different school from me by then. So I was sort of just went down there on my own and sort of made friends. And those friends I'm still friends with now, nearly 20 years later. They're still like my best friends. So it's a testament to what skateboarding can do. So this must have been about 2001 to 2004 that I see a lot of skateboarders sort of bloom in that period. There was obviously some well-known names like Sean Smith and Joe Nobes, and obviously because those guys were in my age group at school. I sort of made a lot of friends with those. Paul Norris, all what would become the EGC crew. Obviously I skated with a lot of older people as well. That's the thing about skateboarding. I was skating with Justin Metcalf, Darren, Simon, a lot of the older guys, and it sort of grew from there really. I think in the early noughties buzzy skate scene, I think there was different age group, a vast age spectrum of skateboarders, but everyone sort of interacted quite well together. Yeah, I first heard about the MK Skate project to get the buzzy built. That must have been, it was early 2003. I saw a few articles in the paper, but like most snotty teenage skaters at that time, you just turn your nose up at it, because the main thing that put me off was I saw a picture of the MK sitters and really bad skate photography of Troy Wilding doing an ollie off the block, and the thing that's what put me off. I thought, they can't even take a skate photograph, they're not going to take us seriously, they just want to clear us off the streets, make it illegal. When I knew there was actual skateboarders getting involved in the project with the council, then you sort of start to take it seriously and realise it could be something. The result of Skate MK, I think, the end result speaks for itself as to what it's become now with the buzzy as it is. Obviously, when it first opened, I was blown away by it, obviously, because it was a unique street. There was nothing else like it. You can tell it's been designed by Rob Selley. That's what everyone used to say, because a lot of people used to moan to me, there's no transition there, there's no quarter, it's not a skate park, there's no quarter pipes. But I was thinking, but the real street skateboarders knew what it was, and they knew its potential, and then you obviously started seeing the people using it and what it became. You sort of saw Sean Smith, you saw young James Buszy growing up, even Giles Brown. You saw the younger generation growing up skating this thing, and it was mind-blowing because there was nothing else like it. There was a famous time I was actually skating there and I got told not to skate by a police lady. That links into another famous time when on the legal graffiti wall at the Buzzy, some police come down and tried to arrest a few of the painters there, because at the time a lot of people, even the police, the people who are supposed to know these things, they didn't have a clue. People don't have a clue what the Buzzy is, or it's an actual legal street skate facility and graffiti wall, and people still don't know that. My favourite skate spot in the city was definitely the train station, 100%. I know it's not so skateable now, but saying that, I did skate it the other week, and it's awful now because the slabs and the surface is terrible. But the thing I loved about the train station was the open space, and it's open to all levels of skateboarder. There's the curbs for the beginners, there's the blocks, the ledges, manual pads. Yeah, obviously we skated a lot in the central Milton Keynes. That was where all the smooth surfaces and the marble was, and the edgy sort of cutting edge American type spots. But it was those little spots on the industrial estates, and even the old crusty old skate parks, satellite parks dotted around the city. We used to skate those as well. We used to go to random car parks. I think car parks was a big thing for me because I've always been into manuals. and we used to wax just random horrible curbs, really crusty ones, but we'd just spend ages waxing it and skate those. And then we've got obviously the underpasses. That's another thing, because I spent a lot of my youth in underpasses. My other favourite skate spots are the ones that no one else likes, because I used to skate with some of the older guys like Justin Metcalf, and I remember he used to take me to some really horrible crusty skate spots. Like there was obviously the Loughton Moguls, we used to go back to those. There was little banks and ledges on industrial estates. There was so many things we skated that's all captured on film, but they were the crusty, terrible like spots on the outskirts of the city, but they were so much fun to skate. And sometimes it was the potential, like it would take me to a spot and I'd think, how am I going to skate this? But we'd end up having the most amazing sessions because you use your imagination, and then that's what I learnt a lot from that. It's how to use your imagination, because that's what skateboarding is. It's making something from nothing.